Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Redbird Replay. We are here at the Potterdome, one of the toughest places to play in the Peoria area. The Lady Redbirds are here to take on the defending state champion Morton Lady Potters. Metamora comes into this game 13-5 overall, 3-2 in the Mid-Atlantic Conference, while the #1 ranked Lady Potters, and mind you, number 49 team in the country, according to Max Preps, at 18-0 overall, 5-0 in the Mid-Atlantic. And well, folks, we got a three-man crew today. We haven't had that in a little while. Brad Marshall back on the camera, and the long-awaited official return of Charlie Dreyer to the booth as my color commentator. And Charlie, let's start with that. It's great to have you back in the booth. I know we had you up for a halftime interview, but excited to have you back calling a game as well.
Well, I appreciate it, Alex. It's always glad to be back and also have a more consummate professional like Brad behind the lens. I fell asleep many times behind that, but. No, it's great to be here, but it's also great to be here in Morton. You know, heavy competition, hated rivalry, goes all the way back. I reached out to Illinois Adventures Jim, if you ever remember him. Bicentennial, got back the books, and this actually started further than I thought. It's just a hated rivalry. You know, the Potters here at the Potterdome. Ever since we broke that first jar of theirs, they've never let it go.
And, you know, the weather today. Let's talk about that as well, because, oh, my goodness, it's apparently really bad, because we just got a notification on my Twitter a little bit ago from WMBD News. Flights departing from Chicago and arriving in Peoria have all been canceled. All flights, all airlines, all of them canceled. We're also one of the only girls games, obviously there are others, but we're one of the only girls games that are still playing today. A lot of schools called off their games, and this game is moved up, as many of you will know by the time this airs. It was moved up from a 5 and 6:30 tip-off to a 1:30 and 3 tip-off. But I really don't think that'll throw the girls off too much, because you have holiday tournaments and stuff like that where you have maybe a little janky tip-off time like that. So I don't think that'll be a big deal, won't it?
No, it shouldn't. It cut into my nap time. I don't know about Brad's, but I had to wake up a little bit earlier. But, you know, when you got a Mid-Atlantic Conference game, heated rivalry like this, you know, Alex, you drew to my attention how many games we've had in sequence of win, 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 loss, win, 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 loss, coming off of a heavy defeat against Washington, which I felt we played very well. We just didn't have our shots fall in, and if we can bring that on over to today, and those shots that didn't go in last week go in today, I think the Potters are in trouble.
It should be interesting, because this Morton team, they played at Peoria High a little while back, and boy, I tell you, they did not look great. It was Peoria High's defensive pressure, and they really just went to work on Morton. And Morton, folks, they were losing until about midway through the fourth quarter. So, and I even talked with both Lindsay Dullard and Courtney Jones, got a couple of friends on this Morton team, so it kind of enables you to have conversations like this. And I said, you know, it'd be great if you could just tell Metamora, hey, go defend like Peoria High. Yeah. We're not Peoria High.
No.
That's one of the best teams in the state, with some of the best guards in the state, some of the most quick players you'll ever see in especially Central Illinois, if not the whole state. So, you know, it's one thing to say, look at what Peoria High did to them. You could potentially do that too. Well, yeah, potentially is easier said than done, because that is a very good Peoria High team. But, you know, you never know.
Yep.
Metamora's press has been very formidable all season. Very few, if any, teams have solved it. And I think you could argue the 5 losses to this point of the season by Metamora, maybe one of them did they press, because most of those games that they've lost has seen little to no pressing.
Yep. Now, if we were to go back to that Washington game, Alex, one of the things we made several attempts at were threes. Threes were not falling in. Washington, they were able to nail 3, 4, 5 of them, and that's where that horse got ahead of our carriage. If we can get good shooting and consistent shooting, not only from the outside, but also assisting to where Alana's not having to go in and do her windmill in, and we get somebody else to dump off, like Kayla down below. If you get Redgate in there, those two tag team. Size-wise, what do you like on the size between the Potters and the Redbirds, Alex?
I mean, I think Morton, not only at the post position with players like Katie Krupa, I think outside of the guard spot they got great height as well with girls like Lindsay Dullard, who's one of the greatest shooters I've seen, at least from an opposing school in my seasons of doing this. So she's going to be hard to work with. And we talked about, before coming on the air, and I've even talked with Coach Becker and other various individuals, that what makes this Morton team so good, and Raquel Frakes should lead with this, that she's out today still with a fractured wrist that was suffered a couple games back. But normally she would get significant minutes, but off the bench. That's how talented this team is Bob Becker would probably like to start 6-7 players if that was humanly possible, just because there's that much talent on this roster. And, I guess, this is one of those teams that normally on these broadcasts I like to do a pregame player to watch for both teams. My pregame player to watch for Morton's their entire starting lineup. They're just that versatile.
Yeah, you're talking about a Swiss knife. They've got a tool every place you go. I think the physicality of this, it's always more physical here. Then you got, will the band be?
As far as I know, no, unless they pull a fast one in the closing seconds of pregame and open the.
All right. I was thinking maybe they're going to have some like Carnival or some Cirque du Soleil back there. So we got that, but they love playing home. Morton is a tough opponent at home. When was the last time they lost?
At home?
Here?
Oh, boy.
I think Jim Wilhelm told me it was 1848 when the last time that they lost here.
Seems about right.
So you got the physicality, you got the player depth for Morton. Then also, they got pride. You look at them being the former state champs.
4 out of the last 5 years too.
Yep. So it is going to be tough. These girls, our Redbirds, have got to be physical. They can't be passive. They've got to be right back at them. Hopefully they'll let them play the game, not get too carried away with the blatant fouls. Yeah. But boy, we got to be in here.
Well, and the other thing is, and I'll go back a little ways in the earlier portions of the conference season, and then we'll talk about starting lineups for both sides. I went to the Morton game at Canton, because for those that don't know, I'm a student at Western Illinois now, and so Canton's not as hard of a drive as it normally is, which actually enables me to go to the game next Tuesday. We'll talk more about that after our game's done. But Morton at Canton, and boy, on the first possession, because I was there technically scouting, and I texted Coach Morrow right away. I said, oh, wow, this team's even better. And mind you, folks, they won a state championship last year, and here I am confidently, having seen this program play for 6 years, I confidently right away, first possession, texted Coach Morrow, this team is better. And I think that's going to spell trouble, and I think you also got to find a way to turn things around mentally from the frustrating loss to Washington. By the way, great night for the fundraising for Vidal, which went really well. I think we raised over $1,700, which was incredible. And then on top of that, unofficially, don't have official numbers, but we believe that broke the Brianna Morrow era attendance record for Tepke Gym, because I have never seen that gym that full for a regular season girls basketball game. But I think it'll be interesting to see how Metamora tries and turns things around mentally from a frustrating game like that, while also being pumped and ready for a high-quality Morton team. So, with about a minute before tip-off, let's introduce you to the starting lineups. We'll start with the Morton Lady Potters. Again, head coach, Hall of Famer Bob Becker in his 21st season. He's nearing a big milestone. Enters this game with a career record of 497 wins and 149 losses. Bill Davis, Megan Hassler, and Brooke Bisping helping him out. Once again, they're 18-0 overall, 5-0 in the middle line. Here is their starting lineup. Maddie Becker, the 5'4 senior guard. Courtney Jones, the 5'8 senior guard. Peyton Deering, the 5'5 senior guard. Lindsay Dullard, the 6'1 senior guard. And Katie Krupa, the 6'2 sophomore forward. Metamora goes with the usual starting lineup. Lexi McClure, the 5'5 senior guard, averaging 4 points per game. Katie Lalamandir, the 5'3 sophomore guard, averaging 3.4 points per game. Kayla Pasha, the 5'11 sophomore forward, averaging a team-high 10.8 points per game. Katie Ramage, the 5'9 freshman guard, averaging 10.3 points per game. And Alana Terry, the 5'11 junior forward, averaging 9.1 points per game. The team has scored 934 points and averaging 51.9 points per game. and we'll get ready to go here from tip-off. But before we get going with national anthem here very shortly, Charlie, your final thoughts here as we get ready to go for tip-off.
As Sylvester Stallone said in Rambo, they do first blood. We got to do it first. We've got to be aggressive.
They're honoring a former Lady Potter sitting front row. Played at Indiana, Sydney Baumgartner, I believe, if I have the last name correct. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I guess I could have looked up under the scoreboard, right?
Yep.
Yeah, her number 22. I don't know if we could possibly get a look at that, Brad. Her number 22 is retired there underneath the scoreboard, and one of the multiple numbers that are retired here at the Potter Dome. And of course, she had a great high school career. Went on to play for the Indiana Hoosiers. Sound familiar? I believe Dunlap coach Heather Cassidy, I believe, also played at Indiana.
I think those two played at least, I think she was a freshman while Cindy was a senior.
Okay. Now, that would have been really cool to see two former Middle Illini foes duke it out. I'm presumptively getting fairly significant minutes at a Big Ten program. That had to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they're honoring her right now.
Yep. Yeah, anybody from Central Illinois, this area is just steeped with history. Talking about her dad. Parents are always overlooked, oftentimes. Nice.
One of the most under-talked about parts of youth sports is the support from parents, immediate family, and even extended family, and even just plain friends.
Yeah.
Shouldn't say just plain friends, but friends in general.
Yep. Support group, community, and coaches. Yep.
So, again, they'll honor her here today. Saw that on Facebook, courtesy of their legendary sports writer, Dave Kindred, a Hall of Famer in his own right, which is great to see that they have a Hall of Fame sports writer getting to cover their high school girls basketball team, which is great for them as well, and I'm sure they're very appreciative of that. And we'll see how that can go. So I believe from here we'll go to national anthem. Yep, so we're going to have national anthem here very shortly. You're going through the lovely sportsmanship read. I don't say that because I don't like sportsmanship. I'm saying that because I've had to. You probably can attest this as the public address announcer. We've had to say it so many times over the years that we could probably have it memorized. Times. So here's public address announcer Brian Newman with our national anthem. Then we'll take it over from there. National anthem in the books here at the Potter Dome, and I believe if they follow the same line of work that they have in the past, they'll introduce their youth heat team, I think. Oh, they are introducing the Metamora starters first. So one more time through it: Lexi McClure, Katie Lalamandir, Kayla Pasha, Katie Ramage, Alana Terry. And I know probably an under-talked about part of the season, but to have a consistent starting lineup is always nice.
Yeah, getting that rhythm, having that tempo, you know, like a mom having eyes behind their back and their back of their head. These girls have that consistency and they've got that comfort.
And here go the lights, I think.
Maybe we'll do a fundraiser and Oh, they didn't pay that. They didn't pay that bill again, Alex. Get those coins out. I think we need to write a letter to the governor and get them to help out the Potters. Those poor people.
Kind of a weird feel because we have never been here at the Potterdome for an early afternoon tip. So the lights are off, but you can still kind of decently see, which doesn't happen very often. But once again, their starting lineup one more time. Maddie Becker, Courtney Jones, Peyton Deering, Lindsay Dullard, Katie Krupa. And Krupa getting plentiful Division I offers. Lindsay Dullard going to UAB. Peyton Deering going to play soccer at Illinois State. Courtney Jones going to be maybe the starting point guard for ICC women's basketball next year. So there's definitely a lot of collegiate flavor on this roster. And it'll be a fun one. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You know, one thing that folks don't know, Alex, here is besides that spotlight, they also drop a disco ball and they do dances in here. Disco night, Saturday Night Fever. In fact, it's following the game.
I guess it is Saturday, isn't it? Morton will head out here for this one. And again, when I say I always love the Morton game, I mean it because I basically know their roster top to bottom, just at least off a uniform number, which from a broadcaster's perspective is, you know, I'm very thankful to be able to have that.
All right, so Kayla's jumping, not Alana.
And we're underway from the Potterdome. Morton wins the opening tip. Courtney Jones again. Her and Maddie Becker will occasionally split point guard roles.
All right, we go instantly to man-on-man.
Well, that's not a good start.
Yeah. So the fear is against Washington, we couldn't get a body or hands up there quick enough. So the Potters start quickly with we had no defense on that shooter.
And then Katie Ramage gets this. Oh, I thought they were going to say.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be on us as well.
Yeah. 3-0 Potters after the 3 ball from Katie Krupa.
Oh, yeah. See,
and then a steal.
Yep. Pass was not well intended. We can't afford those.
That's going to be a shooting foul. Ooh, Dullard goes down hard.
Yep. So Alana had to move over. She was on the bottom right. She had to move over left to get there. She was moving into the shooter. She's on the line shooting 2.
Katie Ramage, first personal, first team. Lindsay Dullard, 2 shots. Once again, heading to play for the UAB Blazers next season. First one, no good.
Yeah, that's a
rarity.
That's a rare shot.
There's some pretty darn good free throw shooters on this ball club, that's for sure. That one is no good as well, and then Krupa goes over the back, but doesn't matter. Redbirds get the rebound.
Yep. And also, we weren't boxing out either, so there we go.
Ramage.
Nice shot. Katie was poised. I like that. She wasn't hurried, and we're on the scoreboard.
If we can execute the fast break against this team, that's also going to be a big difference maker as well.
Yeah. I think we're a lot. Oh.
And then a pushing foul on either Terry or McClure. I'm going to assume Terry.
Yep,
she was the one lined up with her.
Yep.
So her first team second.
I think this team's a little bit faster.
That's too
Alex.
open for.
Yeah, that's too much real estate.
Then Dullard.
Yeah.
If anything, I think they would have called the block on Katie because I don't think she was set personally. But 5-2 Potters, 6:36 first quarter.
Yep. Now, the physicality up on top against Katie, that's going to be challenging. Because I don't think Peyton Deering's going to lay off on her. I think she's going to feed off of Katie's size.
And we haven't really seen anything to that scale necessarily all season. Alana Terry shooting foul on Katie Krupa.
Yep. Yeah.
That's her first, team's first.
No doubt on that. Alana did a good job doing that wheelhouse coming around. Deering just fell through her all the way up to the rim, to the shot. 2
free throws for Alana Terry. First one up and in.
Nice. Yeah, Alana's doing really well with her free throws.
24-31 on the year after that one.
Early on in the season, she was maybe 50-50.
Yeah.
And now she's really come to poise.
Second one up and in.
Yep, very good.
2-point game.
Yep.
Or 1-point game, rather. 5-4 Potters, 6:16 to go in the first. Way to battle off the screen there. That was canceled out pretty quickly.
Yeah, Morton.
And
nice
an open
job.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we had no.
And then a block.
Nice.
And then that's going to be off Katie. Yep.
Yeah. We had no red shirts on the right side. We're all on the left wing.
Yep.
Nobody on the right. We've got to, the minute that shot comes out, we've got to see the paint and get some bodies on that paint.
Krupa posting up. Alana doing all she can down there. Peyton Deering.
Yeah.
Again, these are all shooters that you can't give much space, if any.
Yep. So we've fallen into a 2-3. Yeah, they saw that perfectly.
Yeah. And then you got the mismatch with Krupa and all and Deer down low, and just like that, it's 7-4.
Yeah. All they have to do is just do a medium shift, get in there nice.
McClure gets the 2.
Yep. Uncontested. I think if that's going to be open throughout the game, she's got to take advantage of that. She can't go any further. She's got to full back.
And again, this is such a good scoring team that if you got an open look, take it. We don't have time to, well, maybe the next trip down.
Okay, so you see that Buggle right there?
Yep. Oh, so, and then she missed the bunny.
Yep. But why did Alana come up to where Lexi McClure was on that defense? So they've got to communicate. Oh, see, that was almost a throwaway there, too.
Then you got Lexi running the baseline and Alana all the way out at the elbows.
Yeah. Nobody had Lexi.
Katie doesn't ever dribble, I don't think.
Kayla, you got to move around.
Yeah, she was smart there. Nothing you could do about that off Deering. Oh.
How was that?
How did Metamora touch that?
Did we have a dust particle on there?
It was easily last touched by Deering, but they're going to give Metamora, or yeah, I wish it was Metamora. They gave Morton the ball.
Okay, see, now there's Lexi. They're taking advantage.
Ooh. Ramage with the foul.
Yep. They're getting us on the top.
That's probably CJ. That's her second, team's third. And again, if you get Ramage in foul trouble early, that's going to spell trouble for us, especially in transition.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That was a nice vacuum play.
And how many easy looks has Morton missed here in the early going? And then we do that. That's not going to help either.
No.
Grace Tyra into the game, and she'll replace Katie Ramage.
All right. Grace coming in. That's good substitution. But continue watching on the elbow of the key on the right side. They have found something with our defense that they're going to continue to manipulate. All right. Well, Grayston.
Yep, there it is, the give and go to Krupa. But she's missed just about every one of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, Grace, pay attention, sweetheart.
Katie.
Oh, all right.
We're not going to get a 3 against this defense, perhaps the whole game.
Watch the heads on the pivot here for Morton. They are just...
Yep, Dullard too tall and lanky on that one. Going to get the easy 2.
Yeah. So with Washington, last week we had some passes that were picked off. And once again, we're just, I regard that as throwing balloons instead of throwing darts. We've got to be very specific. Otherwise, we're going to give them more points than...
Now that's the same play they called Ramage for a foul on the other end. Should point that out. Take it, Lexi. That's a charge, yep.
There we go.
Great call. Right. Krupa's now in foul trouble as well with 2. If we can take her out of the game, that's as much trouble as, and she's going to have to come out. Olivia Remmert and McKenna Boffman both in. Well, we got to be careful. The Krupas are just to our left, so.
That's all right.
Hey, I said we got her out of the game because she's a good player, so that's why we need her out of the game.
Now watch how quick Morton is on us compared to us. It's almost like a free safety, strong safety in football.
The NFL playoffs got a doubleheader today.
Yep.
Oh, pass is too high there.
I'm not sure, Katie, you've got to be careful with that. You can't force it. Got to be patient, girls.
Again, Remmer and Boffman, the first 2 off the bench for Morton.
Stay your place, Alana. Stay your place.
Straight up, good no call, and Alana gets the rebound as well.
I'd like to see Lexi be a little bit more aggressive with her assistance in the rebound because Alana was down there by herself.
Got to get it across.
Yep, we got it. Probably about a count of 8.
I was a little nervous there.
Yeah. Grace's outsized.
Who fakes out Dullard? 2 is good.
Nice. All right. So that's the other factor, too, is we had a lot of shots blocked against Washington. We've got to take the shake and bake and test them. Otherwise, you go up, you're going to get that. Wilson is going to get slapped every single time.
Nice defense, at least this trip down by the Redbirds.
Stay on him. Don't give him too much. Stay on her, Lexi.
Don't give him too much, but at the same time, don't draw a foul.
Yeah. So we've got a modified 2-3. We're playing them man on man when they come down. Yep.
And then Jones. Well, now I think Morton, you could maybe argue for a foul there because I think Metamora displaced. Was it Boffman? I think that Jones was looking for off the left block, and that's what allowed that pass to go out of bounds.
Yeah. And you picked it up on that. They got a little muddled down there, and maybe it's because they're infusing a new player in on their starting 5. So let's see if we can continue. So they're loving that right side of the key.
McClure had space for a 3, but don't need to really worry about that.
Girls, you can also bounce that ball. You don't have to throw it all the time. Bounce it. Has that same effect. Oh, nice pick. There we go. Keep going, Alana.
Nice idea. Lexi for the lead. No. And rebound to McKenna Boffman.
Yep. Lexi's shoulders weren't square to the basket. I'm not surprised that didn't go in.
I should say in the Brianna Morrow era, not only has Metamora lost to Morton, but Metamora has never led Morton after any quarter in the 6 years we've played them since Morrow took over.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Peyton Deering for 2.
Boy, she went through. It was like a cold stick of butter being dissected by a hot knife on that one.
Lady Redbirds hanging tough here in the opening 8 minutes, 11-8.
All right, there's some.
Oh, Grace put that up.
Grace.
3 ball no good. Lexi's right
good
there.
Pass. 32 seconds.
Lana long 2, but it's good.
There we go. Lana checked up on that. She had that going in.
See if Morton tries and holds for the last shot to make sure they have the lead after a quarter. You would think they would. Down to 15 seconds. Unless they get a really good shot.
On your toes, Kayla. On your toes. They like that right side. Stay on her.
Deering probably could have taken that, too.
I was just going to say, that was like a 3-foot distance. Help.
Dullard, that's a buzzer beater. Oh, no good.
Wow, there's
a lid on that Lady Potter basket.
Yeah, a little off.
So we are going to take a break and be back with the second quarter. Lady Redbirds only down 1 after a break, 11-10 Potters. All right, back here at the Potter Dome, Alex Dobb, Charlie Dreyer with you as you get ready for the second quarter. And boy, Charlie, I mean, we'll take as many misses as the Lady Potters have got to this point, but we can't rely on that the rest of the game, can we?
No, and let's go back and take a look at those passes that we forced turnovers on our own instead of allowing turnovers. It's one that we've got to be a better manager of our own fate, and not doing those turnovers is the difference between a big win versus a big loss.
We'll see how that shapes up here today.
Boy, they're really pressing Katie. They see that as being a valuable match for them.
By the way, 5 on the floor: Lexi, McClure, Grace, Tyra, Katie, Lavendier, Kayla, Pasha, and Alana Terry. We'll get the Morton 5 next time they go down the floor.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that with Katie Ramage not being on the floor and Grace Tyra being on, for just to be 1, that is interesting.
Morton got Olivia Rembert in there. Interesting, they got Courtney Jones defending down the post. And a foul on Peyton Deering. That's going to be her first, team's 3rd.
That style of pass, especially when it's not our basket.
Yeah.
And for Morton being as fast as they are, behind you, Katie.
Yep, turnover, Kayla Pasha.
Yep.
They had the 2 players coming from behind. Easy steal for the Lady Potters.
You don't see them have to press as much. But boy, when they did there, that was... Oh.
Nice block, Alana, and the foul. Wow. I didn't think she got body on that.
I thought that was all leather, but of course, as we said, they're the refs. We're not.
So Alana now in foul trouble as well with 2. Her second, team's 4th, and Katie Krupa will attempt the 3-point play.
Chalk it.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Wow, so many uncharacteristic misses, and then we're going to see Elena Redgate on the varsity floor for the first time in a while. Courtney Jones up top. Oh, I see the play they were running there. They were trying to go to the elbow and then go for a look down at the block.
Yep. It's a good play. Yeah.
Krupa, too much there.
Yeah. So on that play, when they're that far into the paint, there's not much that Alana can do other than getting a foul called on her. She's just got to stay her point, hands up, not move that body in, or have somebody come back, but they can kick it back out for a 3. So I'd rather go at 2 than 3, but now it's a 5-point game.
Terry right elbow, good.
All right. Alana's got that spot a little further to the right than the first time. Gain our confidence, girls. Let's keep going. Stay on the toes. Watch the ball. Watch the pick. Call it.
Jones.
Oh, nice.
Okay, good no call there, because if anything, that would have been a travel. Lallmandier to Pesha. Shooting foul.
Oh.
Lady Redbirds could get within 1.
Kayla's percentage on the line has got to be in the high 90s. Really is she missing.
32 for 51 entering the game on the season.
All right.
So not bad.
Boom. Early on the season.
Would have been real bad for like she's doing real well from the free throw line this season.
Yep.
Doink.
Yep.
Doink.
Medal from MTCO Redbird replay. Alex Ixnay on dryer A.
Well, maybe we hyped it up a little too much. She misses that one.
Lena Redgate gets a rebound. Be smart.
McClure 3-ball.
Nope.
No good. Pesha right there for the rebound, but then lost it. Then that's
they're so crafty.
Remmert was about 2 inches from being out of bounds too.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Where is our defense?
Yep. We must have seen the wet paint sign because we had nobody in the red.
17-13 Potters, 5:37 second quarter.
Let's go, girls. Be patient.
I'm just happy we're playing decent basketball right now. We're happy it's a 4-point game, I'm sure.
Yeah. I agree.
Redgate saves it just in time. Becker is furious.
Yep. Yeah. He's going for a Golden Globe on that one. What do you mean it wasn't out of bounds?
By the way, Metamora, I believe the last time Coach Becker had to remove his suit coat in frustration, I think within the mid-Illini anyway.
Yeah. I remember last year he did.
Oh, yeah.
He actually threw it down. I thought maybe he got some red ants in that jacket, but it was Redbirds.
I like that one. Not that I don't like the other ones. I'm just saying that I really like that one.
Insert laugh track here.
Holding foul on Metamora.
Yeah, Elena.
That is her first and the team's 5th. Charlie, we only got 1 foul to give here in the last 4:45.
Yeah, it's tough. I give Elena credit. She's coming off the bench. She's going in first half as a sophomore. This isn't a third world country team we're playing.
Yeah, and the other thing is we got to make sure Morton's starting 5.
Oh my gosh.
Pesha. Yep. Pesha comes in late. Deering gets the 2.
Yep. Well, Grace unfortunately was looking to her left, and she saw Grace look, and she went to the right, opposite side. Oh yeah. Katie's getting pilfered.
Not sure what that was.
No, I'm not sure if that was an alley-oop or an oops.
Boffman goes down. Deering way too easy, and then Russell rips it away, and they somehow call a foul on that.
Well, Alyssa went for the ball. The refs are going to see that, regardless if it was the ball or the arm.
Then timeout, Metamora.
Yeah, duly called.
30 at 4:19 in the half.
Not as crisp or clean as it was in the first quarter, second quarter.
Boy, I'd also like to see the last time Morton You know, because I could see them maybe getting up to 30, but I mean their shooting percentage has got to be putrid right now.
Yeah, I'm certain he's not happy. He's not happy.
No.
You're not happy.
I don't think anybody's happy.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the you and I would have called, I think, the regional semifinal against U-High last year that was like 13-12 at halftime or something like that.
Yep.
I don't think we're going to get that. By the way, I believe we've passed the amount of points scored by East Peoria last night.
Is that right?
I think it was like 60-11 or 60-17 or something like that. East Peoria didn't score the entire first half. Morton scored the first 33 points of the game. So Deering will shoot 2 out of the timeout.
All right, so Maddie's got that. Maddie Becker has that big brace on her left knee.
Tore her ACL.
Okay. When was that? Was that
last season at the sectional?
All right, so she did not participate at all then in state.
At the actual state final games, no. Or the super sectional for that matter. But hey, we talk about how much talent they have. They have players that are capable of at least trying to fulfill that role.
Yep.
Deering goes 2 for 2, and then we have a new entry, that being Maggie Hobson, a 5'7" sophomore. So Potters show full court press. See if the Redbirds can finally crack that code. Kind of a laid-back full court press, if you will.
Yeah, it's that we're here, and we want to make sure that you know that we're not going to give the game away. Drop that.
Ooh, on target, just a little long. Courtney Jones back with it. Midway through the second quarter, Redbirds trying to hang tough. It's out to an 8-point game now, but still reasonable.
Elena's got to get her hands up instead of the body on
And
it.
why are we leaving Courtney Jones that open?
Hands high, girls. On your toes. Okay, so they're playing a 3-point perimeter outside. They got one girl, then they drop down 2.
We have 2 mismatches down low, at least on that last attempt to go down low.
Yeah, you got Alyssa on Remmert.
Then the other one was Tyra on Boffman.
Yeah, just a few inches off.
3:16 to go into the break. Redbird still within 10, 21. Right. Ooh, wow, they had that back door all day.
They had that slip.
Boy, if we had a shot clock.
Yeah.
They sure would have run out on it by now.
Oh, hands up, Katie.
Boffman can't do anything with it. Jones for 2.
Even with that, they were able to get rid of it and drop it for 2. We got numbers. Go, girls. Go. Kayla, get down there.
Redgate. No, kick ball. It'll stay our ball. Alana Terry back in for Kayla Pasha, and then Peyton Deering for Maddie Becker. And again, most notably, we won't see Raquel Frakes today if you didn't catch that earlier. As Katie Ramage will come back into the game. Frakes fractured her wrist a couple games ago. She's been sitting out for a little while. You could be talking this being a 30-13 game, if not wider by now, if Frakes was here today. Well, she is here, but and a shooting foul on the Potters. Who's it on? 32 Boffman. That's her first, team's 5th. When I saw the 3, I thought it was Krupa, and I said, wait a minute, she's not out on the floor. But if Krupa got 3 foul, I don't think I've ever seen her get in that much foul trouble, at least live and in person. Yep. Terry, first one's good. Hey, speed cover, and here she comes. Yep. First one good for Terry, Sedona McCartney, and Katie Krupa, both in.
If I was Coach Bree, if Alana makes this, I do full court press. Right now, last 2 minutes, going in.
Missed and rebound. Somebody, Krupa. 2:36 until the break. Still kind of hanging tough at 9 points. 23-14.
I think the substitution girls that we've had have done very well.
That's a beautiful play. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So there's that wishbone option.
Krupa threw her shoulder in there, but not enough to displace the Metamora player, thus no foul. I think that's what has to happen for it to be a foul, right? She has to displace the Metamora player in order for it to be a foul.
It has to have collision.
Ramage no good, and Krupa with another rebound.
We had too many girls under the rim instead of around the rim. So we got out-rebound on our own.
Krupa's pushing through Terry. Semi-illegal contact, but not enough to get at least me upset.
No.
Defense doing moderately well.
We're up there on the line, keeping them from having those free threes. Boy, they're hitting their picks so well.
One of the more fundamentally sound teams you're going to see all season.
Oh, there we go.
McCartney for three. No good. Oh, I thought it was going to roll in. It doesn't.
I thought it was going to bounce in as well. Let's go, Katie. Just
Ramage step back.
Yeah.
No good. Easy rebound
Shoulders.
for Boffin, and then Ramage goes down.
Yeah.
Not hurt, just goes down. And then an airmailed pass from Morton, and Coach Becker frustrated again.
She's like,
well,
oh my gosh.
Honestly, and I have a ton of respect for the guy. Again, his daughter's on one of the teams I broadcast for, so I've gotten to know him now as a parent of a player and a coach. But you want to, when you see the opposing coach that frustrated, that's how you know you're making them work, you're making them play hard. And I want to see us try and keep the Lady Potter starting five in this game as much as possible, because that's also a good sign as to how we're playing. Under a minute to go until halftime. We're only down 9 rather. Wish we were up 9. That'd be fun. Russell to Redgate. Too many white jerseys. It's going to be a jump ball or not. We still have a chance at this. Nope, Courtney Jones takes it away.
See, the physicality of even the loose ball, I don't think we've maintained one.
Yeah.
So is it just the luck of the dribble, or they just know how to get that a lot better?
Krupa over to McCartney. Two very talented volleyball players as well for Morton, both McCartney and Krupa. Down to 4 seconds. Deering could have called a travel, not the end of the world, because they're going to miss that one. Lady Redbird still hanging tough. 23-14 Morton at halftime. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with halftime stats and Charlie and I's thoughts on the first half. Then we'll get you ready for some second half basketball. But for now, we'll take a brief break. All right, back here at the Potter Dome, Alex Staub, Charlie Dreyer. It's time to take you through halftime stats. We're going to start with the Lady Potters. Maddie Becker, 1 foul, no points. Courtney Jones, 1, 2, 2 points. Peyton Deering, 1 foul, 2 twos, 2 for 2 from the line, 6 points. Olivia Remmert, 1, 2, 2 points. Lindsay Dullard, 2 twos, 0 for 2 from the line, 4 points. Katie Krupa, their leading scorer at halftime, but she's in foul trouble. 2 fouls, 3 twos, 1 3, 0 for 1 from the line, 9 points. And McKenna Boffman, 1 foul, no points. Lady Potters as a team. Let's see here. 9 twos. Uncharacteristically, only 1 3 from the Lady Potters at halftime. And perhaps also uncharacteristically, only 2 for 5 from the free throw line while committing 5 fouls and totaling 23 points. So, Charlie, before we go to the Metamora half of the box score, your thoughts on Morton's performance in the first half?
Odd.
Yeah. That's a pretty good way to put it.
I never would have expected it. But that's 10 points right there that they've missed. So it should be a 33-14 game. But wait until we get to your statistics. And oddly enough, similar to the Washington game, we only had kind of that 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, from Krupa at the very start of the game, and that's been it.
Yeah, I thought that was going to set the tempo, and it's like, uh-oh, here we go again. But 9 points going into the half. It's not admirable, but still it is somewhat attainable to bring it back in. And you and I were talking, I'd like to see Metamora put the pressure on Morton instantly and see what they got.
And also, boy, if we could get Krupa even further into foul trouble, like maybe get an early foul here at the start of the third quarter, that's going to take a lot of their post presence away.
Not just that post presence, then you got to go to the bench, and we didn't. When we saw their bench not matriculate as many points as the starters, but I don't know. My feeling is, why not? Why not do something unorthodox? You've got to be rare to pull away with a win.
Let's turn the page to the Metamora halftime stats. Lexi McClure, 1-2, 2 points. Grace Tyra, 1-2, 2 points. Alyssa Russell, 1 foul, no points. Kayla Pasha, 1 for 2 from the line, 1 point. Katie Ramage, 2 fouls, 1-2, 2 points. Elena Redgate, 1 foul, no points. And Alana Terry, your leading scorer at halftime. Let's see here, 2 twos, 3 for 4 from the line, 7 points. Lady Redbirds as a team, 5 twos, no threes, 4 for 6 from the free throw line, 6 fouls and 14 points. And then quarter by quarter, Morton outscores Metamora 11-10 in the first, 12-4 in the second. That gives us our 23-14 halftime score. So Charlie, your thoughts on how Metamora played in the first half?
Well, I feel we can improve. The passes need to be better. I think the top passes, we had 3 turnovers easy that created 6 points for Morton. If not 6 points, 2 of those shots then became foul shots. If I was Bree, I'd come back and I'd do 2 girls up on top. I'd put Alana on the key on the free throw line, let her move over, switch her and Kayla. Alana's got a good spot. She's got the comfort there. I'd keep her strong there instead of pulling her down from the square and on up. I'd let Alana go in there, because if the girls bite on her, then Alana's got enough wind power to go in, do that windmill shot move, make 2, get foul on the shot for a possible 3.
What do you think is the biggest negative that sticks out of the opening 16 minutes for Metamora?
Yeah, in the first half, Alex, we talked about we got the girls muddied up. We had 2 girls at the yoke. They're on the free throw line, and then once they got the bench girls out there, we didn't get gummed up there on defense. So we improved. We did do a little better job. I just hope that we tighten the screws and take it to Morton a little bit more. Make them score instead of allowing them to score off of us.
Morton ball to begin the second half here from the Potter Dome. Again, 23-14. I was talking with their play-by-play man, Ryan Lindley, here at halftime. We think, unofficially, that this is the closest a Metamora Morton game has been at halftime in the Brianna Morrow era. Perhaps the fewest combined points at halftime between Metamora and Morton in the Morrow era as well.
I called Jim Wilhelm at Illinois Adventure to. He wasn't picking up on his bag phone there, but we're going to get in here. We're going to get in here to get the game rolling. I'm excited about the second half, Alex.
Olivia Remmert on the inbound for the Lady Potters to Courtney Jones, and we're underway. Looks like they've gone with almost their starting lineup. They do have Katie Krupa in there with 2 fouls.
Yep.
It looks like Lindsay Dullard is the only starter not out there.
Look at this. Look at how aggressive they are. I mean, they are on us quickly. They're playing as if it's a 2-point game instead of 9.
All the power to them, though.
Yep, that's the difference. That's why I'm saying we need to do something unorthodox.
Ramage across. That was a very dangerous pass.
That made my heart go boom, boom, boom. Boy, that's a long pass, too, from Katie right there. Take it, Alana. Go in.
No good. Gets her own rebound.
Nice.
Lexi, 3 ball. Oh, man, we've had and a foul. Who's that on?
No, it's out of bounds.
Lalamandir.
Yeah, they said Katie.
Well, if you're going to do a fist up, that means foul.
Yeah.
So if you're a ref, you can't do this and then not call a foul.
And it's like tag. Electricity was running through Katie on that, so it should have been a jump ball. Don't get gummed up there, girls. I know we're playing.
Now, Katie Krupa's hooking every possession.
Yeah, it's an oddity, and of course they won't get called on that, Alex.
Open 3 for Courtney Jones, and that's in. Oh, no.
Nice.
I was just going to call it right there because she's that good of a shooter.
That's a good boxing out. Ramage had her really good. Yeah.
Terry.
Kick it out.
Not our best shot there.
Well, it was a valid attempt. It was good. I don't blame Alana.
But it wasn't our best one, but in that situation probably was, unfortunately.
Maybe next time if she has that opportunity to kick it back out to Ramage.
Remmert has too much space there, misses that one though. Redbird's got to hurry. Ramage open for 3. Put that up, Katie. 3 ball.
Nope.
Ooh, on target, but rims out.
Yeah, just the rotation of that ball just spun her out.
Still halftime score, 2 minutes into the second half.
Yeah. What are we, 0 for 4 on shots? Each team's had 2 shots at the rim.
I believe so. Now, they got to call that. Krupa's completely wrapped around a lot of Terry. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Unless Bree brings it to his attention, he's going to allow that to go.
Well, I do know one of the officials, but unfortunately I don't have like a pager. Peyton Deering for 2.
Oh my gosh, look at her. She got the throw-in.
And a timeout by Morton. "30-second timeout, Morton."
Yep. Just a lackadaisical attempt. We just threw that balloon instead of doing a bounce pass to get it away from her. For heaven's sakes, somebody's on there. Girls, you got to help Katie out. You got to help Alana out. We're just very pedestrian in this. It's like, oh, well, we'll catch up, or, oh, well. We've got to react and create.
We need to get this back within 10 pretty quick, or this could spiral out of control very quickly. Now, credit the fact that I don't know if anybody expected me to even be able to say that in the second half against the always tough Lady Potter squad, but you know, I think if it starts getting the 30 and the low to mid 30s and we scored no more than maybe 2 or 4 points, it's going to be tough to come back.
Yep. See, now Morton thinks we're going to press. All right, so at least we are? Or is it our ball out of bounds?
No, Morton called the timeout.
Yeah, but
with possession, I'm pretty
so
sure.
she was with possession.
Yeah.
All right, that's the one thing I wasn't sure.
Well, the Morton fans were upset they didn't call the foul on Peyton Deering, but they had whistled for the timeout well before the injury. That one's good.
Yep. Now look, here we go. Who's helping? All right, finally.
Deering gets that bucket.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Pass is tipped, and Lawmandier is out of bounds to Morton. And here comes that Potter run.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why we just can't instill it in us that, like, hey, can we play like we're very excited, very happy to be within a reasonable deficit and not remember that this is a Morton game and let them, let have it spiral out of control.
Yeah, of course not being on the floor.
Offensive foul.
Nice.
I think that's kind of a gift in my opinion. But Courtney Jones is going to get called for the personal.
Okay, now they've got 2 girls down. Is someone going to be coming down and helping Katie? There we go. There's Ramage. She's got excellent ball control. She'll bring the ball up. Don't get caught up there.
Quick floor reset. Russell, Ramage, Pasha, Lalamandir, and Terry.
Yep. Very young team. Alana's the only junior. All the other girls are sophomores. And then Ramage is the only freshman. Oh, my gosh. Ramage. Nice.
Oh, take a page out of the Morton book.
All right.
Ramage for 2.
Finally. She was holding that down there. She was down in that post for a good 15, 20 seconds. Glad that she was seen. What was that, our first basket in almost 4 minutes?
Feels like 4 hours.
Yeah. I had deodorant that only lasted 4 hours once. Pretty pity situation.
That doesn't do too good.
No.
Too well.
All right, so now we truly are on a man-on-man. Now watch how they cluster us up in that yoke. 3-point.
Good.
Jeez. We bring the ball up well. They're in man. Defense is got to tire them out. We got to run.
Ramage 3-ball. Good.
Okay. All right.
First 3 against the Lady Potters for Metamora. I don't even know if we hit one last year, so potentially in 3 years.
I think Reagan hit one.
Reagan or Ann or one of those two had to have hit 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'll have to get a hold of Jim Wilhelm at Illinois Adventure for that.
Oh, wow.
Jeez, okay. So now...
Well, our 3-point defense is pretty terrible right now.
It's like a roof leaking. Do you try to repair that leak, or do you replace the whole roof? Is like, we got to stop the leaking right now, ladies.
Believe it or not, 33-19 looks like a big discrepancy on the board, but it's still, in my opinion, a manageable deficit.
Yeah, we got to run the offense, tire the Potters out. There you go. Come on. See what they got. Manipulate.
Ramage another three. Oh, on target, but no good. Rebound Boffman.
Okay, here we go. She's going to jack that one.
Again, Peyton Deering's had a great game. Their leading scorer right now. They have her on the board with 13. Jones to Becker. Remmert inside. Boffman. Terry's got the advantage there defensively. Inside to Jones.
Stay on her, Kayla.
2 is good. Well, we've given up.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty obvious.
Well, you know, it's not that we've given up. It just seems as though, okay, which one of you is going to take us out of this and get us back in the game instead of, hey, girls, let's all 5 of us do this together. Hats off to Morton.
Yeah.
They're playing at 100% battery capacity all game.
I think, you know, after Metamora hanging tough in the first half, I think Morton kind of, well, remembered they were Morton.
Yeah.
Lallemand-Deer long 2, no good. Rebound tips around to
Put
Terry.
it back up.
Lost
oh my
it.
Gosh.
Got to be strong with the ball.
Pocket got picked.
Deering for, never mind.
Oh, she held back on that.
Jones reverse, blocked by Terry. So Katie Krupa and Maggie Hobson back in. And then Lexi McClure for Kayla Pesha.
Okay, so Lexi comes back out. Got freshman, sophomore, senior, junior on the floor. Yeah, and I'm impressed with the youth and experience.
Nice defense.
But, boy.
Deering for 3, good.
Yep. Yeah. You could see it from here. And look, automatically presses. Why are we not pressing?
I'm telling you, the games we've lost to this point, we've hardly pressed, if at all.
Yep. We pressed more in the Washington contest than we did in
just threw
this.
it out of bounds. That's unacceptable.
Yep.
Grace Tyra for Katie Lallemand-Deer. The thing is, I'm not saying that we should be winning this game or we need to win this game. But, boy, gosh darn it, we were in this game.
Yeah.
And then it's like we just laid down and died in the second half here.
Well, not just even laying down. It's just like, oh, well, who's going to make the shot? Don't react. Create, girls. Come on. Got 1 quarter to go.
15-5 this quarter, by the way. Boffman, oh, boy. No good. And Krupa, that's off Krupa. So
Right.
Morton ball, or Metamora ball. And they'll send Maggie Hobson back in.
You know, Peyton Deering is up to press. Nope. There, 2 girls down to press. And how many points we got? 19 difference?
Yeah. Ramage got to help, girls.
She's got it.
They get it across.
Get out of that corner, Katie.
Dribbled right into it, and then a timeout, Metamora.
Yeah. There are 3 areas on that floor is bring the ball up is good, but not going in to that corner. My dad nicknamed that the coffin corner because you were dead. If you got down there, you got very little unless you can pinch the ball on the foot of the opposing team, get it out of bounds, or you can jump up and throw it to another player. The desperation.
Yeah.
Can't see the look in the girls' eyes, but you know we can't be playing desperate
we can see
ball.
the look. It's not a good one,
Yeah.
but
I'd go to a 2-1-2 defense because this man is not doing well for us. Now they're playing 4 on the outside and then 1 on the bottom. So maybe do a 1-3-1.
Russell to Ramage. Back to Russell. Potter's doing a great job of forcing us to spread out the floor, maybe a little uncharacteristically.
I didn't see the whole sophomore game, but yeah, if Cameron Youngquist was hot in the sophomore game, I'd put her in because she can drain the threes and get us back in. Oh,
what kind of pass? You see the score, 38-19. Fourth quarter's next. Back here at the Potter Dome, Alex and Charlie getting ready for the fourth quarter. And, well, Charlie, things have fallen off the wheels. The wheels have fallen off the road and rolled down the cliff. Yeah.
Unless there's a miracle, I'm not sure how we can get back in this. I'm not going to be a naysayer. Miracles can happen. But boy,
I appreciate your confidence, Charlie.
The girls have got to get going. They've got to be. They can't be pedestrian. They've got to create. And they can't force it. Like that pass that Katie Ramage had the last, it's just like, I'm not sure.
At that point, you just need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, was she doing bowling? No, I like that play.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Right. Nice fadeaway by Alana, but I'd be pressing. We're down. What do we got to lose? For heaven's sakes, we got polyester on?
Like I said, that's what's happened to each of our losses is we just haven't pressed, and eventually we'll maybe give it a shot.
And the many
that's a block.
And the many games that we have pressed, boy, we get points on the board. Nice.
Ramage for 2.
Press. Get down there. They're going to dilly-dally with the ball. They're going to eat away 2 minutes at least.
That's how Peoria High made Morton look so down offensively, was their press. Why can't we do that? 38-23, so not terrible, but could be a lot better.
Can be.
Should be. Krupa to Becker, open 3 is good.
Yeah.
41-23, 6:36 to go. Well, Charlie, on a night, and well,
that was a.
They've been letting the lot go, but they call a pretty ticky-tack foul there on Peyton Deering.
I would have had that. Should have been called at the beginning of the game.
Do we have a wired mic down to the bench? Cam Youngquist back at the varsity level for the first time in a while. McKenna Boffman for Katie Krupa from Morton.
Yep. Now Cam on Morton. She's got to release that ball sooner. If she takes her time, which she has had in the past, her 3-shot might get blocked. That was
risky.
A questionable.
Youngquist, no good. Somehow gets the rebound.
Nice,
great job.
Cam.
Volleman pull up, no good.
Okay, get that out.
We don't need a 3. Baby steps. I mean, we kind of need a 3, but if the 2's open, take it.
Nope. We're holding on to the ball like we've got the lead.
Terry, good.
All right. Okay, now we've got to play up. We can't allow them to get any more 3s.
Because that's how they buried us to the point where it's at right now in the third.
Right. And they're doing just a screen up on top. We've got to have some separation on our defense. Can't suffocate ourselves.
Got to watch the ball there because Remmert dropped it. If we would have had a girl on that could have been a steal.
So here we go. On the right side again. They love jamming us up. Hands high.
Deering, no good. Rebound, Terry. Got to come help the ball. Got to come help the ball. We kind of do. Youngquist thought about the 3. You could, go for it. Make sure they, and then over and back. Friendly fire there. We run into each other.
Friendly fire is right. It's communication. Nobody screamed. Alana didn't yell. I didn't hear Lexi yell. They went after it. Good attempt, but look at the end result.
Olivia Remmert inbounds, and we get the steal. Katie Ramage all on her own.
Katie.
Fouled hard. Ramage will shoot 2.
Surprised that Olivia's got enough finesse not to do that, but she was behind Katie. Katie was wise and bring her left side of her body up and released it too soon. Too late, sorry.
Katie Ramage 2 shots for double figures. Good.
All right.
Leah Yanko for the first time. Replacing Alana Terry. Takes out most of our posts. So
I was just going to say,
it'd be interesting to see what the strategy is here, taking out our post presence. But maybe we're trying to go for points, speed and points.
But I would have gone with Elena Redgate.
It's a possibility.
Nothing against Leah. I would have put Redgate in for Alana.
I mean, there's certainly plenty of combinations.
Bottom left, open as a window.
Good.
Jeez. Girls, we have got to
Timeout, Metamora.
Yeah.
Well, you did say they got to talk. Now they're going to talk.
Yep. Full.
And we got two fulls left. You know, I worked a JUCO game maybe a couple days ago. That one team got like 4 30-second timeouts. You're only supposed to have 2. Now it wasn't a big deal. The deficit wasn't in question and all that stuff, but they ended up giving them like 4 30s, maybe a full. I mean, they gave them the right amount of timeouts, but it was just kind of funny. It was like 30, 30, 30, 30. I'm like, wait a minute, don't you only get 2? But
so their coach didn't want the girls to be able to sit?
I guess not.
We're going to trade this Fort Edsel in. While we're at it, we're going to trade our 2 full timeouts into 2 30 seconds. So at least we got that going for us.
By the way, Katie Ramage, 4 points from 200 on the season.
No surprise.
Kayla Pasha only has the 1 point right now, so she's at 195. So she's 5 points away, but Pasha not on the floor.
Okay, so we got Cam, Leah, Ramage, Lalamandir, and Lexi. So we have really nobody as a strong forward unless you got Cam in there.
Bad time to lose lead in my pencil.
Yeah. So we got Ramage in the guard position. Got Katie moving, motion down below for a 3-point slot. Oh, feeding it to Cam.
Right idea, but turnover.
Yeah, you know, Katie has not been on at all. She was missing Alana down below.
Good.
Wide open.
No.
Oh, my gosh.
What? Of all the people you could leave wide open underneath the basket, why Krupa?
Yep.
That one's good.
Yeah, it's a soft press.
46-26, 20-point game, 4 minutes to go.
Yeah. Take it, Cam. Jack that.
3 is up, on target, but no good.
Yeah, a little weak.
Deering on the fast break, and turnover. Alana Terry, Kayla Pasha. Both return. Pasha for the first time this quarter, for what that's worth. Youngquist and McClure out. Again, win or lose, we'll make sure to get you a Coach Morrow post-game and then end of the game stats, and we'll sign off. But important to note, we will not have another broadcast until January 24th due to both my other engagements and the fact that I'll be all the way at Western Illinois after tomorrow. Pasha for 2, no good. Rebound Jones, and an easy 2 on the way from Maddie Becker. Oh! Hello.
Nice.
Katie doesn't care if it's a 20-point game. She's going to swat that thing right through the stage.
Love the intensity. That's why I introduce her as Damage Ramage.
By the way, that is true. You are the original founder of Damage Ramage. That is correct. Oh, offensive. Yep, she was out of control there.
Anytime you drop that shoulder and go into the opposing team, you're going to get called on that.
So Krupa has 3. Now, that's not necessarily relevant in a 20-point game with 3:32 to go, but you never know. If we get hot like they were in the third quarter, it's a possibility. But, you know, again, we're not Morton.
Got to get some 3s, though. 2s are good.
3s are great.
3s are better.
4-point plays?
Yeah, I was just going to say 4-point plays are excellent, too.
Ooh, that was almost a turnover.
Oh, my gosh. We got to be doing it with
and we're not
more intensity.
Minor movement without the ball.
Ladies, we are not in the lead. You've got to
not do that.
Articulate into points.
Yanko for 2, short. Banks it in.
I like that. Oh, we should be pressing. My gosh.
46-28. Or wait a minute. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, it is 46-28. For a second, I didn't know if they ruled it a 3 on the board or something, but it is 46-28. I don't know why I'm questioning that, because then I'd have us with fewer points than we do. Why would I question that? Morton's just going to try and run out the clock at this point.
Oh, no, they'll still make threes.
Remember they beat LaSalle Peru last year? What was it, 82-22 or something like that?
They could be playing against their grandparents and still going jacking threes from outside.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that bad. Hand off to Deering. 2 is no
Stay
good.
With it. Get going.
Carry to Lallman-Deer. I don't know why Morton wants a foul on that. Alana was straight up. Technical on Bob Becker. I mean, there's no need to argue a foul like that when Alana was straight up. She was not displaced, nor did she displace the player. So that's going to give Metamora free throws.
Yeah,
it's also the first time I've seen Bob teed up in years.
Yeah. I give credit for Bob. He is passionate, but there's a point of, you're 18 points up.
Don't want to make it any worse.
Well, and it's just, the other fact, too, is doesn't look good on your record. Yeah, you got X amount of wins, but also you don't manage yourself in situations, especially when you're ahead. Now, if it was a 1-point game, I could understand, but for pity's sakes.
Well, if it was a 1-point game, I'd almost be even more quiet because then, that gives the team a lead in the ball if they make both. But yeah, I mean, Alana was straight up. That was a good call there. I'd say that if I was broadcasting for Morton, too, full disclosure. And not a good pass turnover.
No.
Deering probably should have taken that. Krupa to the hoop. 1:52 to go.
So Leah's got to be careful because here's where she cranks her amp up from 10 to 11. So she's going to be a little bit more physical because of that turnover. Got a minute 40.
By the way, even if we lose, we're potentially could get a historical fact out of this, but I don't want to jinx it, so knocking on wood now, and we may reveal it in 90 seconds.
Oh, so you got that phone call from Jim Wilhelm at Illinois Adventure?
Oh, that's a charge.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to call the reach first. Know what the crowd's getting on their feet for.
Yeah, I'm not quite certain either.
Alana, team's third. Oh, that might be why. It's our first foul of the half.
Yeah.
Did you catch who called that timeout, Charlie?
Yeah, Morton did.
Morton did?
Yeah.
Thanks to Brad as well. And again, we got to give Brad a couple shout-outs because I was telling you before we came on the air, when was the last time we had a 3-man crew?
It's almost like being an NBC, ABC, or CBS.
I like that.
He's just cool, calm, and collected.
Us, on the other hand, not so much.
And he's got 62 cents to his name. I never got any change. Is that your soda bottle that you threw at him, or is that his? The guy's...
It's the one I'm going to use to...
Yeah. So 16 points, Alex. If you were to go back to the history, is this it?
We don't want to jinx it. We're trying to keep it in the teens. We don't want to jinx it.
No. What I was asking is this the first time that we've kept Morton under 50 points?
That I'm okay with jinxing. Yes, it would be the first time in the Brianna Morrow era we've held Morton under 50. Yeah. But God bless America if we do that.
And all the ships at sea. In the Navy. Oh, that's a gutsy play, but when he got the height, distance, and difference of that,
that's a foul.
Leah, for heaven's sakes.
Good call.
Leah, there are other girls.
Courtney Jones, second personal, 5th team.
Yep.
Hey, Charlie, I'll take a game in the teens against Morton.
Yeah. Now, why are we keeping it on the right side? It's open season on the left.
It's like football. I'll use a football analogy here. When you load the line up so much on one side, that enables to maybe get a wide out tight end, something of that nature, maybe a bubble screen off to the right, and bam, easy first down there. But, you know, you load so much on one side, that enables the offense, if you're Metamora defensively, to, you know, maybe try a screen or double screen or something of that nature and get somebody over on the right side.
Yeah, we got to shoot the ball, girls.
Out of bounds. Oh,
yeah. Very fortunate there, Kayla.
I just about had a heart attack there. Grace Tyra for Leah, or Kayla Pasha.
Yeah, I don't think Kayla's too enamored with herself.
Well, it's probably a little frustrating because, you know, Kayla's only got 1 point and she's used to, well, she's averaging a team high 10.8 per game. So I think Morton kind of did a number on her in terms of preparing for her scouting-wise.
Dribble it, Alana.
She had her dribble.
Yep. We got to shoot the ball.
That's offensive. Oh, that's a gift. Katie Ramage probably should have gotten called for the charge there. And we're going to get a big gift there. Peyton Deering, her third, team sixth. Katie Ramage shooting 2.
Well, we are still in the holiday season.
That's true, isn't it? Well, I think we're past the 12 days of Christmas, though, aren't we?
We're banking it for next year, Alex.
I wouldn't mind that. Ramage, first one, good. God, Charlie, I want to say it, but I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to wait another 48.5 seconds. We already mentioned the one fact.
Here we go.
Will we have another?
Okay, now we're pressing. We're pressing with 48 seconds.
That's not going to do us any good.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, but I don't have a problem saying that because that's why we, in my opinion, one of the main reasons we've lost the 5 games we've lost, except for maybe Sacred Heart Griffin because they're really good this year.
Yeah.
It's just because we haven't pressed in. Oh, another gift of a call.
Travel?
They said she stepped out of bounds.
She did?
I mean, the Morton fans are complaining, but you're up 16 with 33 seconds. I think your lead's safe, folks.
Yep.
Lallemand Deer could have gotten called for a travel.
Why did you stop, Katie?
Nonetheless, nearly travel.
Somebody's got to nail a 3.
Lallemand Deer, no good. Now, Charlie, I swear they have a mic wired to us at the Metamora bench. Charlie.
Take that, Grace.
See, I'm telling you, there's a mic on the Metamora bench.
Had there been a mic on the bench, then we
probably would have been pressing.
Oh my gosh, we've got a.
I walked right into that one.
We've got a deep bench. I like how, Coach has been substituting, but you got that big of a bench. Use it.
Ramage.
Nail that, Katie.
And Redbirds, I'm not sure what they're doing. They're letting way too much clock go off. Read the clock, girls. Hey, Morton won, but got to give credit to the Lady Redbirds. That is officially the closest a Metamora Morton game has been in the Brianna Morrow era. First time under 50. And boy, I think, there's enough positives that you can go, you know what? We played decent. We could have played better, but we played decent. I'm going to go down and get Coach Morrow, and we'll be back with the postgame show in just a little bit. All right, welcome back to the Potter Dome here with Coach Morrow, and let's start with some positives. It's the fewest points we've allowed Morton to score in your tenure. Okay. It's also the closest game against them in your tenure. What kind of weight can you carry out of that? Obviously, there are quite a bit of negatives. What kind of weight can you carry out of this game knowing those two things?
I thought we really defended well in spurts. We had a couple stretch in the third quarter that I think it kind of, a quick stretch in that second, a quick stretch in the third that kind of, they got some back-to-back buckets, some easy back-to-back buckets, which I think kind of pushed that lead open, so just, and they're good enough that you got to find them every possession, every time. And so, that kind of hurt us, but I thought overall I was really pleased with the effort of our kids. I thought defensively we were strong. Really good in a lot of ways. And so I was really pleased offensively. We were able to get some good looks, some easy buckets. And so we had a few droughts here and there on offense. We struggled to hit some shots from the perimeter a little bit. But I think, all that stuff is fixable. But I like the heart of the kids and the aggressiveness of the kids, and they never quit.
Only down 1 after the first, down 9 at halftime. What kind of things are being said in that huddle, in that locker room when I'm sure the girls, I'm assuming, would believe, hey, we're still in this.
Right.
We could potentially win this game.
Yeah, I think there was some intensity. You know, the kids were definitely focused, and they came out ready to play again. You know, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't just a good first half. You know, we wanted to play 2 good halves. And like I said, we had a short little spurt there in the third that gave them, you know, they were able to push that lead open real quick. But then I thought the kids battled, and we continued to play hard.
Peyton Deering had 18 points.
Yeah.
Boy, I was telling you via text before this how she basically just took over that game against Peoria High. I think especially in that third quarter, she did the same thing here today.
Yeah, she hurt us in the third quarter. You know, she's so quick. And she's got a very quick first step, and we struggled to contain her. She got into the lane, and then once she got into the lane, she was able to, you know, dish off and get some passes, kick out to a couple kids for threes. And so, you know, she works incredibly hard, but her speed really, her first step is quick, and it really gets you. And so she's been a big key stepping up for Morton this year without Dell.
What do you think you could take into this game against Canton on Tuesday? And I say that lightly because that seems to always be a game that's kind of been on a thorn in our side. It always seems to end up going some funky way, win or lose, whether it be fouls or scoring or free throws or something of that nature. You could even branch it over to the boys' side in terms of something crazy, good or bad, always ends up happening at that game. So what are you able to take from this game to potentially, hopefully anyway, carry over into that Canton game Tuesday?
Well, I think that for the big thing is this effort and this energy and the focus that our kids had going into this game.
Wins us a lot of games.
They've got to bring that to Canton. You know, they've got to bring that to Canton. And, you know, I think our kids were they knew what Morton was going to do. And, you know, we've got a good idea of Canton as well. And so our kids just have to go execute. I thought offensively, we looked a lot better. We had a little bit more flow to our offense. And so that's got to be huge against Canton too. But you got to be great defenders at Canton. And we've got to look to be great defenders. And Canton plays really strong, and they shoot the ball really well on their home floor. So we've got to be out. We've got to know the kids defend. And Canton is quick, and they're aggressive. And I think that our kids, I felt like we handled the pressure here tonight, and so we've got to be ready to do that against Canton as well.
One last question about tonight's game, and then I'll let you go. Katie Ramage, 12, Alana Terry, 13. Those two did pretty decent despite the almost Banshee-esque defensive pressure that Morton gave us from start to finish. Yeah.
You know what, they stepped up and played really, really well. You know, I was pleased with them. I thought defensively, you know, Alana, I was really impressed with her defensively. She got she got in foul trouble. And then when we put her back in, I'm not sure if she got another foul after that, maybe one later in the game. But I thought she stepped up and defended the ball really well. She got a lot of hands on balls, some blocks, some tips, and grabbed some big rebounds, you know. And then when we needed a basket, she was able to attack and get to the basket and finish and got a couple offensive boards. So I thought she played really well tonight. Katie, I thought she let the game come to her tonight. Yeah. I didn't think she might have forced a little bit here and there, but I thought that she took some pretty good shots and just kind of let the game come to her and scored within the framework of the game instead of trying to do too much. So I was pleased with her tonight.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. I'll personally see you Tuesday, but we're not going to see you on the airwaves till the 24th. So a little bit of a break off the TV airwaves, but once again, we always thank you for your time and getting to come up here. So we appreciate your time and talk to you Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right, Charlie, if you want to maybe hop over here, we can throw the camera on the court maybe or something of that nature. And we'll go through some end of the game stats here before we sign off from the Potter Dome. Thanks, Coach. And we'll start with the victorious Lady Potters. Maddie Becker, 1 foul, 3 threes, 9 points. Courtney Jones, 2 fouls, 2 twos, 4 points. Peyton Deering, 3 fouls, 5 twos, 2 threes, 2 for 2 from the line, 18 points. Olivia Remmert, 1 foul, 1 2, 2 points. Lindsay Dullard, again, best wishes to Lindsay. We're told she's in concussion protocol after that collision in the first half, so hopefully she's okay fairly soon anyway. Sedona McCartney, probably should say Lindsay's stat line. No fouls, 2 twos, 0 for 2 from the line, 4 points. Sedona McCartney played but did not accumulate stats. So did Maggie Hobson. Katie Krupa, we held her down fairly decently. 3 fouls, 4 twos, 1 3, 0 for 1 from the line, 11 points. McKenna Boffman, 1 foul and no points. Potters as a team, 14 twos, 6 threes, 2 for 5 from the line, and 11 fouls and 48 points. And kind of same routine from halftime. Charlie, your thoughts on how Morton played tonight?
I was surprised that it wasn't as high power as it had been in the past, Alex, but maybe that is a credit to our defense. I know that Coach Becker wasn't pleased with some of those calls, but the referees do as well as they can. I felt our girls did exceptionally well, but we did have a few mental turnovers.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we saw each other, some of the girls after a rebound look at the ball as to, are you going to rebound it or am I? And then our just lackadaisical approach, when we're being pressed heavily down there by Peyton Deering, she's like a cobra in a corner. You cannot take her lightly. But in all, we got one more game against them at home.
Yeah, February 1st.
Yep, are we going to be able to keep it within 16 points? I certainly hope so. I heard what Coach Morrow said, that she was pleased with the girls, that she felt that they brought it up. I'd like to have seen it a little bit more, Alex, but maybe at our home court it will happen.
By the way, one quick stat for the game before we go into Metamora's team stats. Almost the exact same score as the Washington game. Take that with what you will, but Washington beat us 48-34 on Tuesday and then 48-32 here tonight. So very close scores between those two teams. And again, like I said, take that with what you will, but that is what happened here today.
May I make a point on that,
Sure,
Alex?
go ahead.
Washington pulled away in the second half because they're nailing threes.
What did Morton do?
And Morton, they were making a few of them, but they were still going inside and down versus outside. So I don't know if Washington figured out, well, we got the outside arsenal versus Morton's like, we still have the strength to go inside. Of course, armchair quarterbacks now, right?
So here's the box score for Metamora. Lexi McClure, 1-2, 2 points. Grace Tyra, 1-2, 2 points. Leah Yanko, 1-2, 2 points. Alyssa Russell, 1 foul, no points. Kayla Pasha, no fouls, 1 for 2 from the line, 1 point. Katie Ramage, 2 fouls, 3 twos, 1 3, 3 for 4 from the line, 12 points. So she falls just short of 200 points for the season after today. With 12, she now has 198 on the season. Cam Youngquist played but did not accumulate stats. Elena Redgate, 1 foul, no points. And the leading scorer tonight, Alana Terry, 3 fouls, 4 twos, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, 13 points. Lady Redbirds as a team, 10 twos, 1 3, 9 for 12 from the free throw line, good for 75%, and 32 points. It's quarter by quarter. Morton 11-10 in the first, 12-4 in the second, 15-5 in the third. Take this with what you will, but Metamora outscores Morton in the fourth quarter, 13-10. Setting up the final score, Morton, number 1 in the state, number 4 in all 4 classes, number 49 in the country. Final score, Morton 40, Metamora 32. Charlie, your final thoughts. I'll give you the final word before we sign off.
As always, Morton comes prepared. Bob Becker focused on 2 of our stronger players, Kayla Pasha, Katie Ramage. They weren't able to get involved as they had against Washington, as they had against Peoria Notre Dame, as they had against Dunlap. So we had 2 of our lead scorers removed.
Yeah.
And it's how you prepare your team. It's not what team you got, it's how prepared they are. And the Potters showed that they were very, very focused on taking 2 of our girls out. And we saw it as Kayla came off the floor in the fourth. She looked dejected. She looked, beside herself.
Yeah. So final score once again, number 1 Morton 48, Metamora Lady Redbirds 32. First time Metamora holds Morton under 48 or under 50 in the Brianna Morrow era. Also the closest Metamora Morton game in the Brianna Morrow era as well. So 2 positives. And again, take that with what you will out of this one. And Metamora falls today by 16 points. They'll play at Canton next Tuesday, at East Peoria next Saturday. Unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts on my end, neither one of those will be broadcasted. I'll at least be at the Canton game, but then we will return to the airwaves. Well, shoot, we might be able to do it next Tuesday. The following Tuesday at Dunlap, and then at Pekin. Oh yeah, so it's Canton, at East Peoria we can't do. And then at Pekin we will do. At Dunlap we should be able to do. So, well, we'll see if we can make that work, but we're going to pretty much be able to lock in that Our next broadcast will be January 24th from Hawkins Gym at Pekin High School. But let you not have to put up with me for the next couple of games, I guess. I don't know how you want to phrase that, but that'll be our next broadcast. For Brad Marshall behind the camera, Coach Morrow for talking to us in the post game. For Brad Marshall behind the camera, Charlie Dreyer back in the booth with me once again. Charlie, thanks for coming up here and calling the game with me once again.
Thank you for asking.
This is Alex Todd saying so long from the Potter Dome. Final score, Morton Lady Potters 48, the Metamora Lady Redbirds 32. We'll see you January 24th at Pekin. So long from the Potter Dome.